Let's go. Let's go. Man so tired. Need a vacation. Gotta make time for relaxation. Rex and Rex on me. That's a real temptation.
All right. So I have this little thing that I do. Like every time somebody comes here, it's a little thing I call verses. Yeah. So I put one thing versus the other, and you choose your favorite.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So this one is actually called the bloodbath. Because it's just some savage pairings, yeah?
Okay.
So I'll start with number one. Black Air Forces versus white Adidas Superstars.
Adidas Superstars.
Hey, what do you say, Yanique?
I'm like lost. I don't know. For some reason, I think I would say the Black Air Forces.
All right, deadly.
Yeah.
The reason why I said Adidas Superstars is because, especially when the Superstars, when I used to play football, when we play inside in halls, that everyone used to wear Adidas Superstars. They're the best shoes to play football in. So that's why I'm calling that out. And most people who play football will say the same as well. They were like a top brand, and back in the day when it came out first, everyone bought them in blue, black, or what color was available. They took it, so.
All right.
I think the Black Air Force, you know you're a killer.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be played with, you know. I'm coming through.
All right, that looked like a draw still. So we're gonna move on to number two, and this is more for the women still. Fashion Nova versus Zara.
Fashion Nova got some sexy ass stuff. But Zara have some things that can last for a while, you know. I say Fashion Nova.
You go with Fashion Nova?
Yeah, you get some nice body right at this. So.
So tell me what you like to see in a woman, Fashion Nova, Zara? You just have to choose one. Pick a side from.
Zara?
You go with Zara.
Yeah.
All right. This is looking very even right now. All right, let's throw a span in the works. But let's.
Louis Vuitton.
Hey.
I say Balenciaga.
Yeah, hey, you like Balenciaga?
Yep.
Hey, this is going very even. What's going on, man? What's going on? All right, let's make it even more interesting. Dior shades versus Versace shades. It's a reason I call it the bloodbath, fam. it's nothing getting away.
Like, you know, most of the part, I think it's different because Dior have something that's special, and Versace, they have something that stands out. They have something, you know, from sunglasses to bags as well, but I'll go with Dior.
The Dior glasses?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, shit.
Actually.
Hey. Listen, man. Listen, Versace just got murdered, fam. All right, this is definitely a woman's question, though. Brazilian versus Peruvian here. I ain't even gonna go there with you. Yeah? That Brazilian sound different still, but all right.
Brazilian.
All right. Rings versus watches.
Watch. I think it's a manlyhood for watches. You know, people. I've said a lot of men goes up in what watch you have, and it comes down to personal, and it comes down to what people think of you as well. So I think for mostly men it goes with watch.
Yeah, what do you say, Yanique?
Watches, for some reason. I love to see a man in different watches all the time. It's very, yeah.
I mean, I don't have my watch today, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a watch guy for like smart watches. That's it. But on some different thing, I'm a ring man still. Yeah. The fashion styles of these two persons. Yeah. Drake versus Jay-Z. Who you think is a better dresser? Drake?
Yeah, he's classy. JC,
Hey.
he's out of the game, I think.
I mean, like, I had this discussion with Shabo yesterday. And for me, it was like, no, I like Drake's style still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially, I don't know, there's a guy on YouTube who goes in and asks people, like, the stuff he's wearing, how much they're costing. And then they did one with Drake, and he was classing, you know, the shoes he wear was crocodiles, worth 8K.
Oh.
And the jacket he has was customized, made 15,000. And then he went with the shirt, you know, the turtle ones, 2,500 he said. And then the Richard Mille watch, 760K. You know, he built up 1 million just wearing it, and you couldn't see it. It was just classic.
But you have to admit though, Jay has changed over time.
Yeah, he has.
And Jay looks classy as fuck these
He does.
days. Like you
He
see
does.
you see Jay-Z and you be like, you look grown. You know what I mean? Man looks nice and put together, but. If I would give the edge to Drake, what about you? Watch game? Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather.
Oh shit!
Taught you this yesterday.
Obviously, but the collection that Floor Maido has is unique.
But you seen this man Conor McGregor drop
Yeah, but
2 milli.
yeah,
Oh
yeah, but you've seen what's it called? Floor Maido drop 18 million on his special customized full diamonds. So if
yeah.
first of all, Floyd Mayweather has loads more money than Conor McGregor.
Yeah, that's not
I think
even
the only
competition.
reason why Conor McGregor fight Mayweather was because of the money.
True.
The money he was getting from pay-per-views was a lot actually,
It was
and then he made it. It was insane. He made a name for himself, even though he was not, I would say a boxer. He was an MMA fighter, right? So that's why, if you compare those two, I would say Floyd Mayweather, he has a lot more money, and he spends a lot of money on his watches. He has 2, 3, 5, 6 boxes, which is different Rolex, AP watch, or so, and Richard Mille as well.
Mayweather's watch game is sick though.
It is.
But I was surprised when I saw Conor drop 2 million on a watch. It's like, I'm like, shit. And the watch looked nice still, but like it just isn't him. I don't think it's him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Especially if you see where Conor McGregor came from, when he had nothing to everything.
True, but I mean, Floyd has a similar story.
Similar story, exactly.
So
Yeah.
it kind of evens it out, like in the background. But I mean, at the same time, if you look at how they put the money on things, and
But that's now I think that Conor McGregor got a lot more humble as a person, where before he was a lot cocky. Look at me, and then his movement in MMA. I don't know if you've watched MMA.
I see man take a L.
Yeah, you've seen Tech L, but you've seen him being cocky. Where after he made what's called fight with Kahib, he put him in his place, and then now he's a lot more humble. He has 2 kids now, and he's more respectable. Where before he was just a cocky person, and he was like living in that lifestyle, the moment, and the heat and everything.
And this is one definitely for the women, but you can have an opinion about this too still. Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj.
I'm not a Nicki Minaj fan. I don't even listen to Nicki Minaj music.
God damn.
Cardi B, I hate the WAP song,
Oh
but I
shit.
do like her. I like something about her. I like the struggle. I like where she's coming from, and I sort of respect that.
But what about you? You have an
Cardi B
opinion
as well.
on that?
Cardi B.
Yeah.
All right.
She's I like the way she's different to others. She's unique in herself.
Personality.
And personality. She's just different to all others. So definitely.
All right. Practicality in what you wear. Is form over function something that influences your fashion choices? Because I mean, I've seen women in
Funky.
high heels, like this high. I mean, there's no practicality in that. That's just all about
Showing off.
showing off. I mean, for
But
me,
it
it's
depends
like,
on the occasion. What are you talking about?
So you would wear something impractical because of the occasion?
On that note, I think a lot of
Yes.
people do that.
A lot of people
Like
do
if you
that.
go out in people who go out in nightclub, you would do differently than what you would dress normal day. If you go to a meeting or if your workplace, your style is different each time.
Yeah, it's like if I'm going to a club and it's snowing and raining outside and I feel like it's a club and I'm gonna wear a crop top, regardless, something like a heels, some high. It's like it depends on the occasion.
Yeah, but for me, like I'm always a function guy though, because like I can never understand, like we take the club thing, yeah.
Okay.
Going out to the club on a Friday night, it's cold, it's minus weather, and I see chicks out in skirts that's just barely covering the ass from, and I'm like,
Yeah, but so if you put in that
that's
perspective,
mad.
would you ever go to a meeting with just normal, what's called t-shirts
Yeah.
and then trousers and then just shoes and then just
Exactly.
go into a job interview, or would you want to look classy?
Yeah.
Because when you go into interview, you have to represent yourself.
Yeah. Presentable.
The way you look, or the way you take care of yourself, everything, you have to look nice, and you're thinking twice of what you're speaking about or what you're saying to the
Yeah,
person.
but I'm like, if I was to dress in something that's unnatural to me, wouldn't I look out of place in those clothes, so to speak, or wouldn't it show? Like,
No. If you were, like you said, if you were to go to an interview tomorrow, like a job interview, would you dress like this?
it depends on what job it is, because like for me, like I'm almost always a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy. Now in the winter it's the hoodies, yeah.
This- You're gonna work in the office with people who wear suits and shirts. Would you come like this?
Yeah.
I mean, if there isn't a dress code, that's how I'm showing up. Like,
Yeah, but then that's when it is
But-
a thing where people are misunderstanding. It's a dress code. You have to follow the dress code. So if I go into a new IT department, the way they're dressing. First day, I will come in a shirt and might tuck my shirts in and then try to wear nice. Then I will look, okay, what's the dress code? You follow that dress.
Interestingly enough, that is actually a thing that I do when I go to an interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will dress for the interview.
Yeah.
But a question that I never leave without asking is there a dress code?
Yeah.
I always ask that question.
I've never thought about that because I've
But-
never asked the question.
But I don't think that question you don't need to ask that question. I mean, you can see and
You can
feel.
see.
It's like you
Yeah.
get that instant feel. You will see. I think
Yeah,
you
but-
just,
but-
it's just something you know.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
here's the thing too. Like in some places, it's more of a choice, and in other places, it's more enforced. If you know what I mean.
I agree with you, but I don't think places can force you what you should wear.
No, they can't. But I mean, like, you know, if you're working in a bank, for example,
Yeah.
you're expected to look a certain way,
You have to
as
look that
opposed to, you know, if you're working in like in an office.
Yeah.
And some offices they have a more relaxed, you know,
Yeah.
office culture.
I agree
And some
with you
offices they expect you to look
Yeah.
formal at all times.
Yeah.
So that's why I normally ask that question on an interview. I'm like, is there a dress code?
Yeah.
Because
I've
even though I
never
might see
asked
some people dress a certain kind of way,
Yeah.
it may be what they're feeling like just that particular day.
Yeah, but then like we're talking about fashion. If you ever go into those Balenciaga stores, Moncler, you don't never see them. They're always classy suits.
Yeah.
They look nice because you
Always
have to
like
represent the brand,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's the same way it goes with work. You have to represent the place you work for. You see people who are business people. They have a nice what's it called?
They have a nice bag.
Yeah, nice bag, and they look classy. Okay, and then, but that can be just for the look.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just wear a suit for the look, and some people actually wear a suit because they have to wear it every day to work.
Mhm.
So I think it depends on the situation and
Yeah.
everything.
All right. Your everyday style, how is it different from when you party or when you travel? Because I mentioned earlier, like for me, it's like if I'm going to the airport,
Mhm.
like I have to go fresh.
Yeah.
I'm never just going in, you know, my dirty sneakers and some, you know, old ass looking jeans
Yeah.
and what. No, I go up. You know, I'm going somewhere where you see me from.
I think it depends where you're going and the journey,
Yes.
how long it is. Because I don't want to wear a suit and then if I know I'm gonna sit and fly 6-7 hours, you're gonna kill yourself for that. You wanna wear something that's comfortable, that looks nice, and that's comfy. And then because it depends on the flight, if it's 45 minutes, 2 hours, 6 hours, like if you go to Dubai from Copenhagen, it's 6 hours, sometimes 7 hours. You don't want to wear a suit 7 hours in that airplane. You're gonna be crazy because it's starting to get, you know, your legs gonna hurt or your shoes are too tight or your shirt, right? You wanna be relaxed and comfortable. And then when you land, you go to the hotel next day, then you can look fresh.
Okay.
I think the airport is just, you wanna look fresh, but don't go over, you know, like you said, oh, I want to look with suit and everything classier, but it depends where you're traveling.
What about you when you travel?
It depends on where I'm going, because when I'm going to Jamaica, I'm not dressing for me alone. I'm dressing for me in Jamaica. So when whoever is picking me up at the airport, I gotta look fly.
Hey, you know that strategy. Just touched down in at the airport.
Yeah, but then I was going to Egypt, and that was a long flight also, and I was like in some sweatpants and stuff. I was like so relaxed because there was no one expecting me. I mean, it depends. I think
Okay.
it depends, and
So it depends on your destination.
Yeah, but also what you're expected to look like. You know, because you know that going back home, being away for a while. To look well put together. You can't just go in a sweatpants. They're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. All right.
So it depends on what time you're traveling. I like
Yeah.
when I travel, I like with airplane at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Because
it's
it'll be-
night, then you can
It's
just-
night because the most, like I've been to Italy and what's it called, Dubai as well. At night you can see the lights. Where if you go daily, you don't get that experience. Like when I went to Rome in Italy at night, it was the most beautiful view I've seen. You know, where if you go in the daylight, you will not see the same thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Must-have accessory. What is your must-have accessory? Smartwatch. Come on, say it.
I think it depends on the situation, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
But the thing I must have
Mhm.
is a roof over my head, food on the table, and
Okay.
then just live life, you know. For me, I don't, you know, okay, I must have an iPhone or I must have a computer. It's not that for me. It's just like you have to appreciate the stuff you have. People take that for granted. You know, people take granted that you can open a fridge. People don't have that. That you can drink water, or you have food on the table all the time. You don't have to think about that because it comes in. You know, it's just a normal thing for you, so you don't think about it. That you can just turn the TV on and lay back in the sofa and just relax for hours watching a TV series. People don't have that stuff. People take that stuff for granted. So for me, having a roof over me, that I have food on the table, that's good enough for me.
Okay. You have any must-have accessories?
I consider my phone to be an accessory, and
But-
I cannot
but come
live.
on.
I cannot. I will not. live
You
without
refuse
it.
to live without your
I
phone.
cannot. I will not. I refuse to. I think it's very important to have a phone. I mean, especially in the time that we're living in. I cannot go
Yeah, but
a day, half a day without my phone.
if it comes to that, I think that's just a luxury. A phone is just it's a luxury, because a phone, what you need to do is for phone and text people.
Yeah, but it's for communicating. I mean, even if you become homeless for the night, I mean, your phone will help you. I can always text Sniper. Yeah, come over. In that, I think your phone can help you out of a lot of situations.
Yeah, but does it have to be iPhone, or can it just be a normal?
No, it doesn't
cell phone?
matter the type of phone, but I have to have a phone.
Okay, so that's your must-have.
Must have.
Yeah, my phone is a must-have too.
Must
like,
have. I can't.
If I left my phone somewhere, like then again,
Yeah.
my smartwatch is connected to my phone. So if I go out of range of my phone, my watch immediately tells me. And so yeah, it just starts buzzing on my hand. And
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah,
You need to
What
get
kind of
into
watch do you have?
that.
it's Galaxy Active 2.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard about that.
I have a Samsung phone, so
Aha, okay. That's fine. Yeah, I use Apple
Yeah.
Watch.
yeah. But mine, as soon as I go out of range, it notifies
beeps.
me.
Oh, okay.
And so I will be in the elevator, like I leave the apartment, and as soon as the elevator starts going down, my watch is like zzz, 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 zzz. I'm like, oh shit, I left my phone. So I
That's
go back
nice.
up and I get my phone.
But is that something that you have to activate, or does it just?
I think it's a setting you have to activate.
Okay.
But once you have it, it is such
It's
a
useful.
good, useful thing to have on your phone, because like, let's say you're even on a bus and you dropped your phone, you will almost automatically know where
Yeah.
you left that phone.
Yeah, which
You know?
50.
But then I think, I don't know if you've seen the thing where people, it's funny when you lose your phone, people go crazy. Oh, where is it? Or is it in my jacket? Or they'll look everywhere and it's just right in front of you, right?
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what's dangerous is people have got so much down to like phones, like how important it is to have, but it's just a piece of device.
Yeah.
And people put life into this, right? People cannot live without phone. They wake up, they look at the phone.
Go to sleep. This last
Look at
thing
the
you
phone,
see
the
before you go
phone.
to sleep.
And it's all just, I think, is a mainstream that you just follow.
But a lot of things in my house are built around my phone, because like I control the lights with my phone, I control the music with my phone, and if for any reason, this is one thing I actually think is a very useful feature. I have Google Home,
Yeah.
so if I can't find my phone for some reason, it is in the house, but I don't know where it is. I'll just ask Google to find it for me, and it rings my phone. And let's say I were to lose my phone outside now, I have a feature turned on that I could go online at home and locate my phone, exactly where my phone is.
Also, if
Wow.
you turned off? You shouldn't be able to
No,
do
no, it will give the last location
that. Ah, okay.
while it was on.
Yeah.
So that's basically why, for me, like my phone is such an integral part of my life. But I live in this country, and a lot of my family is in Jamaica, so that's another dimension to why like my phone is so important. So that's my must-have.
Okay.
And also, this country, I mean, you have kids.
Yeah,
It's very important.
yeah.
You don't have
Like
your
my
child.
9-year-old has his own phone.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's where I think you have to balance luxury or the life, because back when you're young, you don't have those stuff.
No.
And like, but for me, if I get kids one day, I don't want to like start just give them iPad and then go do yourself. You know,
No.
they have to learn them stuff. You learn how to bicycle. You know, put two together.
Absolutely.
Without having a device, because device is just taking your mind away, and then that's it. And that's what most parents do when they go on a car travel, or they're at people's house. Oh, just take the iPad, and then their mind just goes away, right? You don't have to care about the child, but you have to put boundaries when I think it comes to phones and iPads.
That's true, because like, all right, I'll take my son as an example. Yeah, like he has his own phone. That's mainly because like when he goes to school, his mom may not come home in time for him, when he comes home. So she will call him and ask him, are you home yet? And she can check up on him and know where he is. And when he's home sometimes, whenever he feels like it, he can call me. Like he will call me and we can talk. So I don't need to call his mom and ask her like, could you put him on the phone? He has his own phone. And like him and his sister, they actually have this game called Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox.
And they play, like they see each other every other weekend.
Yeah.
But they play and they socialize in this game,
Yeah.
which I think is one of the nicer things. But when I actually have him and they're together, then it's no phones. We put the phones away and we go out or we play and we do, you know, things together. But it works as a method of, you know, keeping us connected. And so, you know, they could call me whenever they know that. And so because of that, my phone becomes even more important.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you have like child safety on it? Like, you know, this, so they can't access everything, YouTube, you know, they can find a lot of violence.
They YouTube kids.
Yeah, that's the
YouTube
thing.
kids.
Yeah, that's the way. YouTube kids, that's the way. I think that's
Yeah.
the way. And I think it also depends on the age when you should give them a phone, when it's important to this person have a phone or not, or or you're a person that picks them up every day from work and then you know, I think it depends on the situation, really. But I agree, you know, phone is important. It's a part of the thing that's got important. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it shouldn't take over your life still.
But that unfortunately what happened now. It's taking over people.
It's taking over, like...
It has taken over people. It's too late. Like, you can't save it. People cannot live without a phone. I promise you, there are people who are so into phones. If you take the phone from them, try to take phone from a day, they will not, cope with it. They don't know what to do. Okay, what should I do? What do I get message on Messenger, Facebook, Instagram?
Addiction.
That's so crazy. That's like a drug.
But it is an addiction.
It is addiction because you cannot live without it.
Yeah.
People wake up, look at the phone. Instead of looking at the phone, then, do something else, you know what I mean? But people, the first thing you do, wake up, look at the phone. Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, what have people sent me? Or if you post a picture, have I got a lot of likes? Or have I not? Okay, I might delete it, then post it on it. People, I know people who post pictures in the different times. They will not post at 8 o'clock. They're 8 in the morning, they will post at 8 at night where, people are on. And then they will post it because they know they'll get most likes. So
there's an actual timing for posting
for
pictures?
It because they know a timing for people are not working them up because Instagram, if there are people who are following a lot of people and people are not following a lot of people. So if you post in a time where you think, okay, it's in the morning, people are not awake. Okay, if I wait around noon, around 15, 16 o'clock, then I will post it there. Then most of the people are there and they will like it.
God damn.
And people will go up into that, and that's even it's YouTube videos But then if it's YouTube videos, then it depends on how many subscribers you have and the people follow you. They will follow you. It doesn't matter if you post a video at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. They will look at the video. They have notifications.
But Instagram is different.
Instagram is different. It's a whole
But
nother
I think
game.
that's like a different topic though. That doesn't really have to do with the phone itself, the physical phone. That's just like people wanting likes and attention. And you do whatever you can do to get it. Whether you have a phone or not, you'll do it. And another technology.
And that's where we come back even to the whole, the idea of branding and marketing yourself and how you promote yourself. Do you think that high-end brands are, quality, or is it just good marketing? Because then good marketing in the sense that people will have these things that they can show off.
I would say...
You can go first.
I think it depends on which brand you're talking about. Because there are some shoes like Loops, the red bottom ones, they have little batons. Those are not comfortable at all.
So it's just marketing?
That's marketing, and that's just for the look. They say, okay, they know what one pair of those are expensive. They're like 5,000, 6,000. Some of them goes over 25, 30,000 because they have crystal on it or different spikes, or they just look clean, but they're not comfortable at all. That's just for the look at the moment. And even I think for ladies, they have with high heels as well, but they're not gonna wear high heels all day, just for the night, just for the nightclub to look good at that moment. But they're not something you wear all the time. Where Yeezys is something I can wear 24/7, comfortable. I can wear it. I can go to work. I can go to school, whatever. I can wear it 24/7. Not comfortable. Where if I wear Louis Vuittons, it's gonna be uncomfortable.
You think it's the same thing, like that's how companies target women as well? They target them based on just knowing that you have a look that you are going to try and maintain on social media. I mean, with all this, data harvesting and the analyzing of, your shopping habits and that kind of thing.
I do. I think so. I mean, companies will not target women, you know, on Facebook or Instagram that don't have a certain look. I mean, to promote their brand, that's never gonna happen. So it's like you have to.
I have an interesting question to round off all of this that we've been talking about. Influencers.
So.
Is it for me? I am so curious to hear your opinions on this. Is it a legitimate job being an influencer?
It is. You're spending time, effort, you're putting quality out. Quality content. Without quality content, you'll get nowhere. So they're putting time and effort in it to look as perfect as possible before they do it. And then I would think that's a job because you're using time. What you're using time is like a job for them because it's making them money for them. It's providing stuff for the influencer.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it's a real job.
Yep.
You think so?
I agree. It takes time, and you know, most of them have to edit whatever it is they're doing and doing all of that. I have a YouTube channel, LN Mommy First. It takes a lot of time to, you know, put a video together and then sit and edit it. It can take hours, half a day. It can take the whole day sometimes. And to get the right angle and stuff you're doing, if somebody, I do influencing. I have people contact me on Instagram, you know, to wear their brand, like sunglasses or wear their swimsuit or whatever. It takes time to take pictures and get the whole setup and stuff. So it's a real job.
Okay, I mean, like my personal
It's
opinion.
a real job if you're making
money.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's so many people out here branding themselves as influencers, and that's why I ask if it's a real job. There's so many people branding themselves as influencers, and in the end, like, what value do they create really? Because your value as an influencer is in your followers, more or less, because that's what you leverage to sell.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you cannot, so you're basically a salesperson, and if you're not having that, you know, following that you can sell to, then it's a hobby, I think. You know, so legitimate influencers as opposed to people wanting to be influencers is two different things, and that's why I don't really think you can call it a job, because I think you have to go through that phase where you're not an influencer yet. And some people stick with it long enough to get to that point where, you know, if you wear a Louis Vuitton shoe or a bag or whatever, and now I know yours is private, but let's say you wanted to be an influencer, and you could reach a certain audience. When you wear that Louis Vuitton bag or that Louis Vuitton shoes, then you can almost guarantee Louis Vuitton that, you know, you'll get at least one person who comes and buys it.
Yeah.
And that takes time to get to, and I don't think most people even make it to that stage where they can make a living, like a real monthly salary from that.
You have people who actually are.
I have,
I know a lot of people, like, they are famous now, obviously, but they make a living for that. They will buy one piece, like, I can tell you, like, if it goes to celebrities, if you have, like, Kim K wears something, one thing, everyone wants to buy it. Like, Kylie Jenner has makeup, people are buying it because it's her. She made it.
Yeah, but she didn't start off being an influencer. That's the thing. A lot of these famous people go into social influencing after they've made a name somewhere else.
No.
And that I can understand, because then you will take your following and leverage that following in order to sell a product. But to start off being, for want of a better word, a nobody, and say you're an influencer, I think it's mostly about hype. And then a bit of showing off, because, you know, then you can buy some things and like, look at me, I'm here, I'm this and that.
But I think it has to do with your personality too. I mean, that has a lot with you getting, like, landing, making big money in the beginning. Like, it has so much to do with your personality. It's just like going to a job interview. I mean, you will not get the job if your personality doesn't suit whatever, you know, if they don't like it, if they don't get this instant connection. Because I follow a lot of influencers on Instagram that they have, some of them have like 100 or just 200 followers, and they're making money.
Really?
Yes.
Of 200 followers?
Yes. I even know people in Jamaica right now that is doing influencing job with 1,000 followers and making a lot of money.
Mad.
Money where they can, and you know how expensive it is to pay rent and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
in Jamaica.
that's
and they're
mad.
making a living off of this and have children. And most of these influencers, they have what do you call it, Instagram channel, and then they have YouTube, so they combine everything. So they're making money on YouTube and they're making money here. So it's like,
And YouTube,
Most
you can
of-
make a lot of money.
You make a lot of money off of YouTube.
Oh,
Most
like-
of the people on Instagram doing influencing today, they're all on YouTube. Most of the like vendors, when you're getting into business and all these things, they all start a YouTube channel before they go to Instagram. So they already have people on YouTube that follow them, and they take them over to Instagram.
I agree
To get a
totally.
bigger, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm learning something about this influencing
Yeah,
thing
that's
still.
how it
It
is.
is, especially, and then if it's a good YouTuber,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
like popular YouTubers, they can just shout out one guy, and this guy will 1 day or 2 days will get 100K followers.
Get 100K
Just
followers.
like
Whoa.
this.
Yeah.
It happened.
Really?
It happened. I think for now I'm talking about technology gaming. A guy called Phase Rock. He then there's I think a guy who was in 8th or 9th grade. And he did what's it called, PowerPoint about Phase Rock, and it's the way he does the gaming stuff and everything. And then Phase Rock saw the video and it's like, go follow this guy, shout him out. I think it was in a couple of days he had over 120,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Whoa.
Just like that. It only
Okay.
takes one person of that who's saying, go follow this guy. If you say PewDiePie, he has a lot of subscribers. If you say, go follow you guys, then you will all of a sudden have over 1 million just like this.
Okay.
And that's I think
The
that's
power of influencing.
You know what I'm saying?
it does.
Not just influence, it's a power of image.
Yeah.
Image.
Yeah.
exactly.
And then you
Yeah.
know, like, we've talked to people that have been on here, like, you know, they're into music, and some of them maybe not expressed, you know, just that they're into fashion, but I mean, being a rapper, for example, you have to care about your image,
Yeah.
right?
100%.
Being into any kind of, you know, job that will bring you into the public eye, especially in entertainment, your image has to be curated. And
I agree.
do you think from what you've seen, let's say, you know, Artistimage, if you've seen any of them, do you think that they know, or people in the entertainment business, they know how to curate their image? No? That's a no from you?
That's a no from me. Are we comparing artists in Mango? Like,
Yeah, the ones you know. You think they need to do work on their image?
a lot of work needs to be done. I don't even know where to start, but
God damn, that's savage.
but it is true. I mean, they need to do a lot. I can name a few, but I won't.
Yeah, don't do that.
But they need a lot of work.
Okay.
I will leave it there.
All right.
What do you think they could do to better their image though?
Ah, damn. Start over.
God damn. Like, hey, she has some savage shit
No, but
today.
it is true. It's like, especially the ones in Malmo. I mean, when I look at these artists here, like, you have to start from scratch, I think. Just starting over everything.
But maybe it's back to something that you said earlier, when you said that you don't have to have expensive things on.
Not
You just have to know how to put yourself together.
not always.
Because like I've
Yeah,
seen
it has to do with that
I've
too.
seen
yeah.
guys like, you know, they have a few songs and they're known and whatever not, and I look at them and I'm like, you look shabby still. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say like
Yeah.
like that, but in my mind I'm like, I mean, you would have looked better in a simple white T-shirt and you know,
Yeah, like-
jeans.
I don't agree because it depends really if you look like 21 Savage when he did his music, right? He don't look like, okay, wow, I want to look like that. No, not really. You know, I think it depends on the artist and the situation where you are and where you are at your life, and then if you, yeah, it depends really on the person, I think.
But you're trying to also be like some kind of role model in a sense, so you have to be presentable. And I can't see one artist in Malmo, for example, that looks.
I don't know nothing about Sweden, to be honest, so I will
Yeah.
leave my card out.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you have some idea of the music scene in Denmark.
Denmark, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely we have.
Do you
a
think
lot
they
of-
place more emphasis on their image, or do you think that they place emphasis on their image in Denmark, the ones you know of?
I think they put a lot of image to it, like the way they're dressing, the way they look, and it's all about money and watches you have or cars, especially cars. Actually, what cars they have in, like, you just of a YouTube video when they make a music video, right?
Mm.
They would just see cars or then bags of money and how they make them. They talk about the lifestyle, right? So that's a whole image they put forward, I think.
And
So-
they live up to that. They
Yeah.
try to match that,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
outside
they
of
do.
the video.
Yeah, they do. Especially those in Denmark, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, they do actually.
Interesting.
Well, there are 2-3 people actually I know. I don't know personally, but I know they do it, and yeah.
Okay, so they're all about that life.
Yeah, they're all about that life. What they do in the music video is what they want to do in afterlife as well. Nice cars, or their wives have, you know, expensive bags, and children wearing, like, even the children who are age 4 or 5 wearing Fendi and Louis and everything. They just want their kids to look good, you know. There are people like that, and a lot of them in Denmark as well.
Okay. But we're gonna wrap this up right